What if a structure the size of a football field floats above Earth? What if humans live and work there for months at a time? This is the International Space Station, a real engineering wonder. And today we're going inside to uncover its secrets. By the end of this video, you'll understand how the ISS was built, how it stays in orbit, and how people live there every day. You'll see why this station is one of the most amazing human-made structures ever created. Stay with me. It's simpler and more fascinating than you might think. 1. What is the International Space Station? The International Space Station, or ISS, is a laboratory in space. It orbits about 400 kilometers, 250 miles above Earth. Astronauts from different countries live there. Some stay for weeks, others stay for months. Think of it like a science lab that can float. On Earth, labs stay on the ground. But the ISS lets scientists study things that only happen in space, like how fluids behave without gravity. Building something so big and so far from Earth was not easy. That's why the ISS is truly an engineering wonder. 2. How big is it? Imagine a football field. The ISS is about as long as a football field, including the end zones. It weighs nearly 420,000 kilograms, about 924,000 pounds. That's like 320 cars. Inside, there are rooms for work, rooms for sleep, and places for exercise. It has solar panels that stretch wide like wings to collect sunlight for power. To keep it simple, this is not a small machine. This is a city-sized lab floating in space. 3. How was it built? Building the ISS was like putting together a giant puzzle, except the puzzle pieces were launched into space one at a time. The first module reached orbit in 1998. After that, more modules were added over many years. Each piece was made by engineers from different countries, like the United States, Russia, Europe, Japan, and Canada. Astronauts and robots helped connect these pieces. Sometimes they had to work outside the station in spacesuits, in very cold and very hot conditions. Here's a small example. One astronaut had to install part of the station's backbone, a long metal beam that holds equipment. When he fixed it in place, it felt like finishing the frame of a house, but 400 kilometers above Earth. This teamwork, across nations and across years, made the ISS possible. 4. How does it stay in space? You might wonder, why doesn't the ISS fall back to Earth? The answer is speed and balance. The ISS travels very fast, about 28,000 kilometers per hour, 17,500 miles per hour. At that speed, it's always falling toward Earth, but always missing it. This balance creates an orbit, a path that keeps the station circling the planet. You can think of it like swinging a toy on a string. If you spin it fast, it stays out wide. If you spin it slowly, it might fall in. The ISS must stay very fast to stay in orbit. This is a simple idea, but the engineering to make it real is complex and precise. 5. How do people live on the ISS? Living in space is very different from living on Earth. There is no gravity, so everything floats. Astronauts sleep in small sleeping bags attached to walls. They eat food in packets. They wear Velcro on their shoes so they don't float away. Every day is structured with work, exercise, and rest. Fun fact, astronauts exercise for about 2 hours a day. In space, muscles can become weak. Exercise helps keep their bodies strong. Now here's a question for you. Would you want to live in space for a month? Comment yes or no, and tell us why. 6. How do they eat and drink? Food on the ISS is different from food on Earth. Many meals are dehydrated, meaning water is removed to save weight. Before eating, astronauts add water back to the food. For water, there is a special system that recycles it. It can clean water from almost anything, even sweat and condensation. This recycled water is safe to drink. It's not magic, it's smart engineering. This system may help future missions to the Moon or Mars. 7. How do they stay healthy? Living without gravity changes the body. Bones and muscles may weaken, so exercise is important. Astronauts use special exercise machines. There's a treadmill with straps, there's a stationary bike, and there's a machine that mimics weightlifting. This daily exercise helps protect the body. It also shows how engineers design tools for very special environments. 8. What do they study there? The ISS is not just a home, it's a research lab. Scientists study how plants grow in space. They test medicines. They watch how flames burn without gravity. These studies may help us live better on Earth too. For example, experiments in space may help improve medical treatments or materials used in technology. This makes the ISS not just impressive, but useful. 9. How do they get supplies? The ISS needs food, air, tools, and fuel. These things are delivered by spacecraft from Earth. Some spacecraft return to Earth, others burn up in the atmosphere. Every trip is an important supply run. Astronauts also take part in planning and loading these cargo spacecraft. This ongoing supply chain shows how teamwork between Earth and space keeps the station running. 10. What happens when something breaks? In space, problems can happen. Sometimes equipment fails. Sometimes unexpected issues show up. Astronauts train for repair work before they ever go to space. They practice with tools in underwater simulations and with teams on Earth. When something breaks, they stay calm. They follow procedures and communicate with mission control. This preparation helps solve problems without panic. Stay calm and work the problem is not just advice. It's a way of life on the ISS. Here's a fun thought. If you could design one thing for the ISS, what would it be? A space garden? A zero-gravity coffee machine? Tell us in the comments, and I want to hear your ideas. 11. Why the ISS matters today. The ISS is more than steel and circuits. It is a symbol of international cooperation. Different countries work together. They share science, resources, and goals. People from many parts of the world live and work together in space. This teamwork may guide future missions to the moon and maybe to Mars someday. Even if you never become an astronaut, what the ISS teaches us about working together may matter for everyday life here on Earth. 12. What may come next? Plans are in motion for future space stations. Some may be private, some may be near the moon, but the ISS is the first and longest human outpost in space. In the coming years, research from the ISS may help create new technology. It may expand space travel. It may help us understand life at a deeper level. So the ISS is not just history, it's a bridge to the future. Like, share, and subscribe for more.